Yeah. Yeah. I'll take that. I'll take that. All right, I'm done in this account. I'm done. That was a beautiful thing to come back to. That's what I'm talking about, baby. In the micros. We up $1,000 in our micros, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Great way to end the week. All right, so I'm done with this account. I'm not gonna trade it, man. I'm just not gonna trade it. I don't mind trading the sim though. So I'm gonna trade the sim in this account because I mean I'm not giving up. I worked hard for that $1,000 with these freaking with these micros, man. So oh shit, damn. Where'd you leave a micro? You said you left a limit on the on your Tradevate account? Where'd you leave it at? You didn't have a stop placement or anything? I mean, sorry to hear that though, man. Or sorry that that happened to you. I mean, it's unfortunate that that happened to you, man. As long as it is out there to fire. You know, honestly, with the Nasdaq, I think the reason why I got out of that move is because I think that we could see a move down here. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna place a sell stop, and this is me in the sim. I've already made money for today. I'm not gonna get greedy here. I'm not gonna get greedy. I think we could pretend. Well, I mean, we did see a double bottom. We did see a break, and you know, but overall we're still bearish. So I'm gonna sell this. I'm gonna sell it. I may be too early to the party though, but I'm gonna sell it. Maybe too early though. You know what? Hey, yo, what's up, Alfred? What's up? You know what I should have done here? Instead of getting in right here, what I should have did was waited for the break and then just sold the retest down. That's how I should have played this. That's how I should have played this, honestly. Because I mean the market's gonna probably chop before it drops. But I guess the market, whatever was in the PPI today, the market must have really liked it. Or at least the metal markets must have really liked it because we saw that big pop after it was consolidating for several hours. I was just talking to Smith and I was telling him that, you know, that is something that has been very consistent with gold is if you see consolidation for several hours, we're not seeing any break to the up or downside, that's usually a tall tale sign that the market is about to break out. And just waiting for that breakout and participating in the pullback is probably the correct way. Okay. So you was in a TA trade last night and you exited manually and forgot that you had a stop loss on the chart. It's crazy. Crazy how stuff like that just happens. Some self-sabotaging mistakes, man. I don't necessarily need to have the initial balance or nothing on it, you know. I can take some of these things off. If I can get away with it, then I definitely would. Let me just make sure, because man, I've been dealing with this stupid shit for so long, man. And things get just too volatile. Damn, so Tradeify is expensive, man. Tradeify is expensive. Overall, I made $1,042, and shit, apparently I must have paid about $30 in commissions, man. That is expensive. Let me see if I can actually get the gamma levels to populate without having to reset this thing. You know, that I might have to reach out to them and ask, like, why is this such a reoccurring problem that the gamma levels, the one indicator that I want to work, always seems to have issues? And it never used to be like that, man. Or it wasn't like that before. I shouldn't have said never. It wasn't like that before. And now it's like the norm. It's the norm now. I have to hope that my gamma levels are on this chart. Okay, there we go. Okay, I didn't have to reset. Cool. All right. So we're still in a negative environment. I don't necessarily care about the dark pool levels for real. As long as I see the gamma levels, that's what So I mean, it was pretty obvious that the market. See, I had to enter in the same position like 3 times before it was able to work. But in hindsight, I should have just waited for the manipulation first. I should have waited for the swipe of liquidity before taking. Yeah, that's what I was trying to avoid because every time I refresh the page, I gotta reset everything back up. So I'm just glad that it worked out. All right. Ooh, 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 ooh. Maybe we can toss this one out there a little bit, you know? We can toss this out there. Shit, you know what, man? I think we can get some really. Just toss this out there. I mean, it's still. I mean, this is the sim though. Just want to make that very clear. This is the sim. And so this is how I probably should have traded this, waiting for the break, and then taking a chance on the retest of that break. But I'm glad to see that you didn't do that, Investor Z, but I do understand the feelings. I do understand, man. Because shit, you don't want to lose your account and lose your laptop because them things are not expensive or they're not cheap. They are not cheap. A good one is not cheap. Shit, you try to get away with a Chromebook and nothing works. Like none of the applications work on that damn thing. I guess like the web-based like Tradeovate and TopStepX and all that other stuff, the web-based platforms. But if you want to download an actual like NinjaTrader 8 or something, if you use it, I've tried. Those applications do not work on those laptops, and those are the cheapest that you're going to get. So, actually, nothing works on Chromebooks, man. It's like, dude, what's the point of having that shit? Nothing works on it. You can't even download applications on that damn thing, except for the pre-installed ones that they already got on it. It's horrible. Don't know. I don't know whose bright idea was like, hey, let's have a laptop that you can't do shit on and sell it and market it as a laptop for school, laptop for students, and the students can't even use the damn thing. But they keep making them, so I guess people buy them. All right. Okay. Well. Okay. Yeah. I think I showed Alfred. I think I sent him that. So someone posted this in the Top Step chat. I think I sent this to you, or maybe I sent it to Smith. I don't know. Sometimes I be sharing stuff and I forget who I share it with. Yeah, maybe I didn't. Or maybe I kept it to myself. Maybe I kept it to myself. Let me see. Cause I know I have it somewhere. I know I sent it somewhere. Cause I saw it in the Discord chat. I sent it to myself because, or I know I at least saved it. Yeah, okay. I was like, dude, I know I saved this damn thing. Let me see. All right. I'll give myself a C plus this week though. Okay. So yeah, now the backstory behind this, thing right here, you can see that this is somebody that completely destroyed their laptop. Apparently this was a female that did this. And then funny enough, see, and this is, and dude, we can talk about this this screenshot. There's so much detail in the screenshot. It's crazy. First off, I would never, I wouldn't allow this much money to be sitting in my account. I'm taking every payout. Like there's no reason to have this internet money in another platform instead of in your bank, your broker, in an institution where you have access and you have control. Until this money is paid out to you, it is just internet money. TopStep has the right to not pay this out to you. I mean, if they find something to where you terminate some kind of, or you not terminate, but or violate some kind of term of service, if you violate any term and service, they can literally close your account with all this money inside your account. And you can't do anything about it. I would not do that. I wouldn't even recommend doing that. We talk about this a lot, but I like to go through TopStep's forum and look at how other people are interpreting the market. And I see too often people talking about they lose high 5-figure, 6-figure accounts because they go tilt and they add to losers. They remove their drawdown and they just lose the entire account. And then they have to start back over from scratch. But anyway, so this first off, the story behind this, the female said that she did this, but this wasn't her account. This was like her boyfriend's account or some shit like that. First off, not only did you destroy, if this is his account, you destroyed the laptop and you lost my money. Nah, bitch, you gotta get the fuck on out. I'm not gonna have anybody that's on my team that's the cause of me going 10 step backs. I don't care how long we've been together. You gotta go. You got to fucking go. Because if they can do this shit, like, first off, why the fuck are you trading on my account? First off, like, who said you can log into my shit? And TopStep is very strict about that. If they determine that you and somebody using the same IP address are taking the same trades, or if they assume that you're taking trades for somebody else, they will ban your account without any questions asked. So not only did she admit that she was trading her boyfriend's account, she blew the damn thing, broke the laptop. I was like, dude, that's so crazy. But then someone was like, yeah, no more continuation on the continuation account. And then initially I thought this was funny. That's why I took the screenshot. But then as I kind of went into the backstory, I just got, yeah. Wow. So I thought that was interesting. But Investor Z, I'm glad that this is not your story. It does suck, man. It does suck. I've already shared that I've blown 2 accounts that was already payout ready, and that was probably one of the toughest things to get over. I still think about it. I don't feel about it, but I think about it. So I've definitely been there with you. And I told myself if I threw my laptop, if I break my laptop, this workstation that I have right here, I'm not buying another one. So that's what kind of stopped me from doing it, because I really wanted to just punch something, but it's not worth it. It's not worth it. No, I blew 2 payout ready accounts because I went on tilt. So far, I haven't had any issues with ghost orders. Haven't had any issues with ghost orders. Honestly, I really don't even know how that even happens. My only assumption is that an order, because with Lucid on NinjaTrader 8, I haven't had this problem. The only firm that I've really had this problem with where it reoccurs is on Lucid. I like to use stop orders when I want to get aggressive, and on Lucid sometimes I guess because of the spread, like I said, it might be my fault, but again, my settings are the same for every firm, but I only experienced this on Lucid, where price will go through my limit and not fill it, and then it's pending. Now, if I forget that it's pending, it's not going to show up on the chart, and if price comes back to that area and then that pending order finally fills, then it gets activated. And I wonder if that's kind of what these ghost orders are, where if it doesn't show up on the chart, but it's in the logs to be filled if price revisits that area. That would be my assumption. Obviously, I wouldn't know. But yeah, I only had that with Lucid, so that's why I always go back in with Lucid and make sure that I cancel all orders. I do this cancel all, flatten everything, cancel all, flatten everything, cancel all, flatten everything 3 times. And so it's in my logs. So if I come back to my chart and something fills, at least I have in my backlogs that, yo, I canceled everything. So I don't know what the hell this order is or what's going on, but I know that I canceled everything and I have the logs to prove it. Okay, well, I'm still waiting on my gold position to get filled. I'm waiting for the pullback here. Obviously, I'm not going to chase this move. It's kind of too high to buy right now, and it's too bullish to sell. So we just have to be patient here. We just have to be patient, and the bull's gonna have to kind of get this one up. Hey, yo, what's up, Tony Gold? What's up? Yep, grand rising to you too. The 12th month. So this is the last day of the month of February, the last day of Black History Month. And you know, honestly, well, I guess I really don't. Well, actually, I mean, I'm on social media here and there. You know, it's so crazy. I didn't see anything about Black History Month this cycle. I think, and honestly, I think this is a good thing. And I'm gonna tell you why. Black History Month is, at least from what I remember growing up, during Black History Month, during the entire month, all they did was talk about how black people are, how we came up from being slaves and shit. And it just reminds us that, you know, at one point in time, Black Americans in the United States were considered property and not human. And over time, as things begin to change, when Black Americans were able to finally get rights to do things, and the horrible things that they were accused of, they didn't get fair trials and stuff like that. And I just remember every time Black History Month came around, I was just angry, because that's what Black History, like, that's all they talked about. I mean, they talked about, you know, some, you know, black inventors, you know, creating things. And, you know, honestly, really, really think about it. You know, the biggest one is like, yeah, someone created peanut butter. I mean, like, if you kind of really think about that, if you really just think about just how simple and stupid that is, like, why are we ordering somebody that took some fucking peanuts, smushed them, and made a paste? I mean, that sounds like some animal shit. Like it sounds like some fucking animal shit. And I'm like, I always thought that one was stupid. We're talking about someone that invented peanut butter compared to someone that found how to use electricity and use it at scale, or create boats or airplanes or something that actually contributes to society. And we're talking about a motherfucker that created some fucking peanut butter. We supposed to be proud of that? Anyway, I didn't see too much of that this cycle. Actually, I really didn't see anybody talk about Black History Month throughout my YouTube feed or social media feeds or any of that, which I found was interesting. Now, I don't got Facebook, so it might have been on Facebook. It might have been on TikTok, but I don't use those platforms, or Instagram. Just mostly YouTube, and I didn't see any Black History Month videos, which was interesting. I didn't see that. So, used to do your own research as a kid. Yeah. I remember, like, dude, I didn't even know nothing about slavery. When I first learned about like slavery and stuff, I remember being angry about that shit. I didn't even know that shit was like, dude, I was looking at my white friends. I was like, you motherfuckers, you try to turn me into slaves? Motherfuckers. But I remember being angry about that. I didn't want to learn about it. I didn't want to learn about it at all. And all the horrible things that people did to other people because they had different color skin than them. They was a part of a different tribe, and using stories, fear mongering to justify violent action. I ain't want to learn about none of that shit at all. But I think if we're going to talk about Black history, we should only talk about Black excellence. Not no stupid shit like dude, no one cares about that. No one cares about it. I don't want that to be a part of my identity. I don't want that to be a part of my children's identity. You don't have to look to your past to try to figure out who you are right now. All you got to do is decide who the hell you want to be, and that's what you should work towards. At least that's my opinion. I'm not a victim of anything. Obviously I didn't have a choice of how I was born, who I was born to, where I spent the majority of my childhood, and how I grew up. Obviously those things were out of my control. But once my life was in my control and I was responsible for the decisions that I made, there's literally the internet's available to anybody. You can do your own research, just like Tony stated. You can do your own research. You can understand how things work the proper way. You can understand that there's a game being played. You can understand that there's a system in place that automates the batteries that are needed for that system. And for those that literally makes it out of the valley of shadow and death, there's abundance. You can, once you finally leave that valley, you can turn around and see it for what it truly is. And then you're met with a choice. It's like everything leads to another crossroad or choice. You can either go back and try to save as much people as possible and help them get out the valley of shadow and death, or you can continue to work outside of it and try to control the people that are still trapped in it. It seems like those are really the two options. But then you got to also understand that the people that are trapped in it, that's all they know. They don't know anything else unless they're shown something else. It's kind of like that cave, what's that shit called? That thought experiment about the people in caves and shit. Their reality is only the shadows that are casted on the walls, and that's what they believe. If you really want to get deep into it, I'm pretty sure that over time that these shadows that they see on walls becomes their god, and they worship these gods as their savior, someone to look up to. That's all they know until they're shown something else. So you kind of have the understanding that if you try to go back and save somebody, you got to give them something new, something new to believe, a new system, a new belief system to live by. Because if you try to take them out the valley of the shadow of death and bring them out, they're just going to take that mentality with them. That's what they're going to do. So it's like, well, okay. I haven't come from the worst. I mean, I could have lived it. I could have started off in the projects. I'm just glad that wasn't my story. I mean, anyway, it's not the point. But from where I started to where I am now and to where I'm going, all of this required me not allowing my past to dictate my future. And I have a clear understanding of that. Clear understanding. There's literally no debate. If people want to believe what they want to believe, I understand that I can't convince you to believe something that you don't want to believe. If you want to believe that the system has victimized you, your current circumstance is based on the cards that life dealt you, I mean, you can't change nobody's mind, because the only alternative to that is self-accountability, and that's like the hardest pill to swallow. A lot of people ain't gonna swallow that pill. They're just not. They just not. So, last day of Black History Month. Hopefully, moving forward, we see some more positive stuff. I mean, honestly, like I said, I really don't even think we even need it. Honestly, we don't need that shit. We're better than that. We are better than that. But anyway, kind of going back. I mean, the markets is still kind of chopping around. I mean, still waiting. Kind of wish that the market would kind of move a little bit. The Nasdaq is still in this range from this morning. Still in this range. You sit on the ES, man. You about to make me pull up an ES chart, man. Rutkit, do you trade or are you moving towards the ES now? I mean, I guess I could look at it on let's look at it. I guess I can look at it on ES has been forever banned from my charts. That shit never want to make like it. It doesn't want to make me money, so I don't want to even have it on my charts. ES, huh? Let's look at it. Is it bullish or is it bearish? Dude, that's bearish for sure. I mean, that is super bearish. And so it's just unfortunate that the ES just sucks. Now, this is what I will say. Well, actually, no, because we already had the market already retest that low right there. So what I was thinking was that maybe this low right here could have been a major low, and technically it is. Technically it is. Technically, because I'm going to assume that that's 50, so that's it right there. This is the most up-to-date current right there. And look at that. Look at that. Okay, so that's the current trading range right there. It bounced perfectly at the 50%. And now we got price breaking that 50%. This is bearish. This is bearish. We got the market breaking out of this trading range right here. It pulls back to the 50%. We see the bounce. We double bottom at the 50%. It fails to take out the high. It rejects at the top of the range. It breaks the 50%, taking out the liquidity underneath this low. We are seeing a swipe underneath the range. but my guess is that the ES is trying to go lower. I mean, we're making lower lows and we're making lower highs. In order for this to be bullish, we would need to take out the top of this range. They need to pull back, and this is where. So actually, let me just draw this out. So this is the 50%. We're seeing the market. We're seeing the market break through the 50% of that range. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a rejection right there. If we see a rejection, is probably continuation. If the bulls are trying to step back up to safely trade this, you would need to take out this high. You need to take out this high. You need a pullback. And this is somewhere in this area is where I would shoot for a long, but it's bearish right now for sure. It's bearish. It's bearish. Hold on. You say watch both for context. Well, I mean, everything kind of works for ES. Honestly, if I just trust it, well, if the ES traded better, I just find price action like this to be horrible. All the ES does now is just trends. It doesn't even have price action for real anymore. I really don't understand. I don't know how ES traders are trading this thing now. You don't even really see 1, 2, 3, or not 1, 2, 3, two-legged pullbacks anymore. It's swiping highs just like the Nasdaq. Like, dude, this thing is like Nasdaq 1.0. It swiped this high, it ran the stops, and then it dumped. I don't know, man. Okay. But I guess we'll see. I mean, the Nasdaq looks bullish, or this leg looks bullish, but I know that they're going to dump this thing somewhere. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I definitely agree. I remember saying that, man, if ES ever starts trading like the NQ, I would not ever trade the ES ever again. There's no point. I don't need an instrument that trades like another instrument without any extra benefit. If I want to be hoping and praying, I would feel more comfortable hoping and praying on the Nasdaq. Just imagine hoping and praying on the ES. Not only is that shit slow as hell, you're not making any money on that thing unless you have size. Now, I mean, obviously there's still ES traders that are still profitable on it. But if you're just starting with the ES, I mean, I think that's why they need order flow tools now with the ES, because there's no structure on that shit no more. All right, well, I doubt it, dude. I doubt it. I don't think the Nasdaq. I don't think. And there's a double top right here. A trap high right here. I doubt it. Trap high right there. There's a trap high right here. I doubt it though. You said that if we break 25K and push to the tens, the bulls up to no good. Yeah, I think at that point, yeah. If we break that 25K psychological level, we can potentially get to like we could probably get the 150. I really don't see why. We could probably get the 150. Actually, we can probably go further than that, but 150 somewhere in that area would probably be where I would target for a target if we continue to see this upward momentum. Hold on, guys. Oh shit, I guess that swing high was. I was like, okay. I ain't like, dude, sometimes I just don't trust a perfect double top at a pivot on the Nasdaq. What? It dropped 60 points from the entry? What? 60 points? But I mean, the Nasdaq looks bullish, but I wouldn't even use that term. It could potentially turn bullish, but the ES, I mean right there, look at that. Look where it's rejecting at that 50% of that trading range right there. The ES has to break above this 50% of this range. I don't know, man. I don't know. I wouldn't put it past the ES to do that. I wouldn't even put faith in the ES to do that. But I think this goes to show that it's very important, again, to know where the current trading range is, the range that you need to be paying attention to when you're trading. And you can make your trading decisions at these levels, and you can see small risk and big rewards from it. Okay. All right, man. All right. All right, man. So yeah, so I'm gonna take a chance on this gold trade right here. It looks like gold could potentially fall right here. No. Mm. I think he had an appointment this morning. He had an appointment this morning. And I agree. It's always better to have Smith on. Yeah, I mean, I thought that we would probably see more movement today. I mean, it is moving. I mean, obviously it's moving. We're making it just have like, dude, if you're not a part of these big pops up and then you're trying to get in. I like how this thing it keeps bouncing at my target. All right. Well, man, when the market moves like this and nothing's happening, there's no opportunities to make decent money. Man, you know, the one thing that I always find interesting is that I sit here in the first, hour or two of the market, you know, we're streaming, and like, dude, it just seems like nothing wants to present itself if you don't catch the initial move or something like that. And then when I go on back test, it's like, dude, like where did this setup come from? Like certain setups would just be popping out of nowhere. And it's like, dude, I do not remember this shit in real time. But sure enough, like the setups are just, they be sneaking themselves in here. Well, I guess I'm gonna have my eyes on this high right here because obviously now we have a leg that breaks structure to the downside. We're having bears short at this area. It's a double top. If the bears fail to hold this, then it's definitely going to run the stops above these highs. That's definitely for sure. So the bears definitely have a vested interest into protecting this area, or they're just going to get ran out. Um, $9.20. All right, so the initial balance is officially formed. He is angry. Damn. Oh my God, Alfred. Damn, dude. Yeah, dude. It's hold on, guys. My daughter's just being a terrorist right now. Give me a second. She don't care. As long as she gets what she wants, she don't care. But yeah, Alfred, I'm sorry to see that. I mean, but at the same time, man, that pro account it played out its purpose. You can't be too mad. You received what, 3 big payouts from that account, and I guess God called upon it, and now is in pro account heaven. But you've definitely taken a lot from that account, man. On to the next one, I guess, right? And it is unfortunate, but man, you've definitely done great things in that account. That's why I got that Friday rule for my funded accounts. I mean, lately I haven't been following it, but dude, I've just come to realize that Friday's price action is just so erratic and so outside of the norm that it questions if my setup, like, dude, my setup sometimes, like, dude, if it doesn't work at all, the price action on Fridays is just so crazy. It makes me question if I actually know what the hell I'm doing, because it's crazy. Like it just does crazy things that does not make sense if you're like a technical analysis price action type of trader. It doesn't make sense. The only people that can kind of get away with this are people that, they're catching momentum moves and it's just going in their direction and are getting lucky. But they tend to lose that money come Monday when the price action actually just slows down and returns to normal per se. So Friday's price action, I usually just lock my funded accounts. You know what? Honestly, you know what, Alfred? You're right. You're right. I made that rule for a freaking reason, because it just sucks losing your funded accounts on a Friday and then having to go in the weekend with a loss, with a blown account. And then what that does is fester itself, plant seeds, and it begins to grow at Sunday open. And find yourself just revenge trading, trying to get that account back. So, I have this rule for a reason, for that very reason, and I should just start following it and stop allowing myself to convince myself that I should trade on Fridays because I've reduced my size. Honestly, never mind. All right, so these will be my last. Well, I'm not going to say that. It's not a definite, but until something changes or until Top Step throws out a discount, I've actually, so that account that I was going to allow to rebuild, the OG account, the one that uses the old ways, I actually decided just to cancel that account. I don't want it. I don't want to pay. I don't want the big accounts anymore. I just don't. I don't want them. It's $190. I just want to focus all my trades on these funded accounts. If I get any more accounts, I just want to stick to the 50Ks, because I've come to the conclusion now that I'm just going to trade the account size. I just want to trade the 50Ks, 3-4 micro contracts, maybe 2 contracts. Cave Trader's already shown us that, I mean, this is like his 3rd or 4th payout just using 1 micro contract. So I mean, if he's gotten 3 or 4 payouts just using 1 micro contracts, and this is like his 3rd or 4th one, it can definitely be done. It just requires consistency and patience, and not worrying about getting paid out every day. Because it seems like once you kind of get over that threshold, once you kind of build the accounts over time, at least a month, and then they become basically ATMs, basically. After you get past you pass the account, you get past the threshold if there is one, and then you continue to take those same trades. And if you're looking from a monthly perspective, you can take payouts at the end of the month, every 2 weeks. I'm focusing on every 2 weeks, but my 2 weeks is going to be every 1 week, if that makes sense. I'm gonna try to set it up to where I'm getting paid out every 2 weeks in 2 separate accounts, which equates to just getting paid every week. So instead of trying to do it all in 5 days, I'm going to do it like in 10 or 9 or 8 or something like that, because I don't trade on Fridays anymore. So I should focus more on like 8 days or 9 days or something like that, because I want to get the payout. So I think I should focus it on 8 days, because if I get the 8 days straight, I want to be able to get that payout on that Thursday before, or that Friday going into the weekend. And once I get that going, and then I can really start building the way I want to build with these accounts. I'm not buying any more evals. I'm just focusing on my funding. And like, the only time I'm going to buy a new eval moving forward is if I have absolutely no account. I'm not buying any more accounts. Just not doing it. Yeah, Alfred, dude. I don't know when you sent that message, but going back to what I said, yeah, Fridays are no funded account trades for me. I don't do it. I did begin doing it again when I reduced my size, because I convinced myself, well, if I reduce my size, at least trade every day. And that made sense to me. I considered it, but if I'm trading smaller size, regardless if I'm trading smaller size or not, if my setups is not working, it don't matter how big my position is, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. And so instead of losing $500, I'll just lose $2. I still lose money. So you know what? I'm just not going to trade. I'm just going to lock out my accounts and make that a ritual that I perform every Thursday night, just locking out the accounts on stream to hold myself accountable. Or maybe just lock out. No, well, yeah, it can be a ritualistic thing. We can make it into a ritual. We can do that. And only trade evals. Now, it's going to be hard to perform that with accounts that doesn't have like a lockout feature, like this Ninja Trader 8 account or this Quan Tower account. So but you said that you had one K on that short. So where did you short at? Let me see. So where did you short? Did you short or when did you short? I'm going to make the assumption that you shorted this swing high. I'm going to make the assumption you did that because depending on, I guess this would make the most sense. And there we're getting that stop run above these highs. Actually, I don't need it on this one either. I don't need it on this because I'm using it on this. I don't need it on this one. You know, if you're just going to save resources, you don't need it on all of them. Well, Alfred, I mean, if you want to make this into a learning experience, you share with us that you had 1K in that short, and then it shot up instantly. Where did you get in at? Where'd you get in at exactly? And where were you targeting? If you don't mind sharing. Yeah, 4 minis on, and you took out a majority of that balance too. Yeah, so yeah. You said I got limits sitting up and down the charts. No, I don't. I have my stop. I have a scale in order. I have 2 profit targets that are yet to be filled, and then I have another limit set at 63.75, just in case the market wants to come back up in that area. I think that's a reasonable position anyway. Did I have that box? Yeah, look at that. I mean, I will say that ES is somewhat predictable. We're seeing that rejection at the 50% right there. We're seeing the false breakout underneath that range. It swipes the liquidity underneath that low. The false breakout. We're pushing right back up. We're seeing the rejection at the 50%. I just knew that the Nasdaq wasn't going to do too much if the ES angle. I mean, ES is not even set up to go long. They should have set up to continue to go short. And if you look at the Qs over here, if I bring your attention over here to the Qs, kind of seeing that same kind of, failure, price rejecting at that 200 EMA on the Qs right there. Perfect rejection, mind you. So I think we go a little bit long. I think we go a little bit lower. We have the biggest gamma level sitting at 600, but I'm not going to be surprised if it takes a pit stop at 605, because that's like the second biggest gamma level. If we get a break to 605, if I was trading options, this is not financial advice. I don't even trade stocks nor options. I would target 600. I mean, why not? But at the same time, you don't really know if we'll get that today. This could be something that they're trying to save for next week. So, yeah, we don't know if it's gonna get that today. So, but we trade prop futures though. That was a damn good entry right there too. That was a damn good entry. And this is what I'm talking about, the initial balance being an ecosystem for setups. What I saw right here, a lot of things lined up. There was a fib level right here. I saw that there was a failure at the initial balance high. It was a failure from the bulls to hold and push higher. And once I saw it coming down, I just took the chance on it. That initial balance trade is, if you just have an account where you only take initial balance trades, I'm pretty sure that account will go very far. Failures at the bottom, failures at the top, trading the 50%, trading the 618. Trade the breakout, trade the breakdown, trade yesterday's breakout, trade yesterday's breakdown. I mean, if you really look, if you pay attention, if you look, if you played the break down from yesterday's initial balance, if you traded the break, I mean, you got the initial rejection at that pivot, and it looks like you got the another rejection right here, which so happened to be the high, and you got another rejection down. We have one more trap high up there. I'm pretty sure price is going to eventually try to find its way up here, maybe. But it looks like the 50% of yesterday's initial balance was at 120. Unfortunately, I tried to front run the front run, and then the Nasdaq found a way to front run that. So it's like, with the Nasdaq, you just gotta, I don't know, man. There's a lot of luck involved in it. It really depends on what the market wants to do at the time, because I'm surprised that price has yet to reach the 50% of yesterday's initial balance. It hasn't even gotten close. And we saw this push down, so I found that interesting. Look at that. The Qs found support. Shit, looks like, okay. I guess we'll see what happens here. I mean, we got a cross on the NQ, but it does look like it wants to cross back over. We got a cross on the 5-minute here with the short and medium term EMAs. That's never a good thing. You don't want to see these things cross, and the short term is above the medium term, because that usually signals that the market is trying to reverse. We all know that the bears can't hold shit. That's why it takes them forever in the day just to get the market to pull back. You said that you like that it bounced off the 510s. And then get into the 20s. Yeah, my bearish is going to be biased. My bias is going to definitely remain bearish. Look at this thing. Yeah, the current trading range right now, we got a big range on the Nasdaq. It's big. It's actually this entire area right here is the from the top to about 795. So this is the initial, this is the current trading range right there for the Nasdaq. So either we need to see a breakdown or we need to see a breakout from this, because this is the impulsive leg which creates the entire trading range, and we need to see a breakout. The market has already pulled back. We kind of saw the market kind of reject as it's, I mean, the market's just been rejecting as it's been kind of going up. It's been making higher lows and higher highs. So the market is definitely trying to go somewhere right now because it's technically trending, but the trap that trends always create is trendline liquidity. I mean, technically that's it right there. But then we also have another trend. We got liquidity up and down this right here too. So we'll see. Yeah, it definitely would be annoying because, man, this thing missed my target. You know, honestly, sometimes I think to myself, does the NQ know? Does the NQ know? Okay, I guess it's close enough, right? All right, well. Mm. Yeah, this thing ain't gonna pull back. I'm gonna have to probably come back on next week. For gold. So I'm gonna probably pull those orders on gold. Actually, I'm gonna pull all my orders on gold. Actually, be just my freaking luck. Well, that's not my luck, actually. Let me just say that. I don't have luck like that. I have good luck. Anyway. What I don't want to happen is that I pull those orders. So this is what I'll do. I'll pull the order on the wifey account. I'll pull those orders, but I'll leave it here. So I don't necessarily miss the entire thing, but we did really good this week. We made $2,300 in this account this week. Or I guess not. Never mind. Take that back. Hold on. How did I lose $7 here? Oh, okay. Okay. I got my money back. I forgot. Got my money back on this trade. So I broke even on this account. Forgot that was like a break-even trade. But so far so good, you know. So far so good. Okay. But we're up $2,300 on that 24 basically. All right, we're going to continue to do this. So I'm going to lock out this account. Ooh, okay. So all my X platform accounts are locked out. And this thing looks like it wants to break out now, huh? But I'll keep that I'll keep that other position on. All right, so let's see what we get here. Yeah, you know, honestly, I think we should all have like a Friday account, man. On like a Friday account, because we don't want to waste Fridays, but if you've been working on an account like a funded account or an eval account that you put a lot of effort and work, Fridays has been consistently account blowers. I think the market does that purposely. I think we can all agree that we should take Fridays off, trade an account that you don't have such an emotional attachment to, and lock up your account if it's possible, or don't log into the account and take a trade. I think that'll probably be the best option. You said it's the option that messed things up. What do you mean by that? Oh, you talk about options. Yeah, that's true. We have end of month expiry, weekly expiry, 0 DTEs expiring every day. Once they make 0 DTEs available every day, because at one point in time, the market was like, 0 DTEs are too dangerous. We're not going to have that available to market participants. The day that they changed that's the day when the whole entire market changed. When you always have, every single day, there's always a pool of options expiring. Always. Change the dynamic of the market entirely. Yeah. Oh, really? Wow. Yeah. I mean, I've only traded SPY. And actually all I did was trade SPY. I initially started with AMD, the poor man's options contract. I initially started with them. But eventually I just moved over to maybe 1 to 2. Couldn't afford weekly SPYs at the time, contracts. So I would have to get like close to expiry, like maybe 1 or 2 day, far out of the money options that only by the grace of God would hit, of the options gods would hit. Obviously, I lost a lot of money not understanding. I understood what I was doing, but I didn't understand how the system worked. Man, if I can just kind of go back in time and pass down or pass back the knowledge, I would be an option millionaire. I would be an option influencer. It's your boy Sherm. We just made another $10 million in options. Easy money. Easy money. But you know how that shit go. You know how that shit go. You know, there was this one option influencer that, or whatever, I mean, at the time I didn't understand it, but now I do. I mean, we talk about once you get past success, you kind of have to build your own road because there's no road that's already been paved. On the road to success, the road has been paved for you by other people's failures, and you can go down that path until you reach your own level of success. But once you get there, there is no more paved roads. It's pure wilderness, chaos even, and you have to pave your own way past that point. But here's the thing. It's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of mistakes. It's a lot of this and it's a lot of that. And it's hard to do a lot of this and that when you're already at a comfortable spot. Your internal counsel is saying, why are you moving forward? We have an oasis. We have luxury here. Our family is here. We have enough money for several lifetimes. We're good. So a lot of people don't want to move past that point. But for whatever reason, there's something in us, and I'm talking about humans, to where if we stay stagnant, we become depressed and we begin to die. I think that component has been purposely put into us so we never stop innovating and never stop moving forward. But what I saw in his eyes, I still remember to this day. I've made all the money that I've ever wanted to make. I no longer want to do this. I haven't seen him since. So people that are in this game for 20 plus years, I now understand that those are the people that dedicated themselves to the path, because a lot of people don't do it. A lot of people won't be in this game for 20 years. It takes a lot out of you to be in this game for that long. A lot. That's why when you see a lot of people retire at 20, the company has drained so much from them. By the time that they're retired, they have the money to sustain a life and build a life of their own. They don't do it. They just retire and die. They've been drained. I mean, you can only travel for so long before that becomes boring. And with the state of the world, I mean, where is there really to travel now? I mean, you're seeing riots all over the world now. The citizens overthrowing their governments. See anarchy in the streets. Apparently, you can get arrested for a Facebook post in some parts of the world now. You know, if you don't call boys boys and girls girls, you can get arrested for that. You can be labeled an abuser if you don't acknowledge somebody's imagined reality. It's a weird world that we live in now. Yeah, I you know, the crazy thing is, I'm gonna take this as a sign, but I mean, maybe eventually I'll go get it. Me and my brother was gonna start traveling before COVID, so I'm one of those people that got lucky, and I'm using that word sarcastically. When I decided to travel and get my passport, COVID hit, and you know what? I paid for that damn thing, and you know what? I don't think I ever got it. Now that I'm thinking about it. I put in my application. I don't know if it actually went through. And I didn't get a refund for the money I paid for it neither. Maybe I do have a passport application approved, but I never really went back and checked. Unless Mm. Are you going to be okay, Investor Z? Try not to tilt buy accounts, man. Don't add to the loss. Please don't add to the loss. I think we've all done it. We've all done it. Please don't add to the loss. If this is helpful, usually what I do when I blow up, all that negative energy, I redirect that and I put it to good use. This stream, so the evolution of the appearance of this stream has been fueled by me blowing up my accounts. Every time I have a big loss, I have all this pent up negative, nasty energy that is not going to go anywhere. And so what I usually do is just go into Canva and use that negative energy and turn it into creative energy and just create. And because of that, the stream looks like it looks like today. And I told myself, it seems like when I need to update the damn stream or something like that, the appearance, I feel like maybe I start to self-sabotage because I know that I'm gonna go and just start designing stuff in Canva because I'm just that angry and I'm just that pissed. So maybe that could be something for you to do. And now right now you're angry, disappointed, cheated. You feel cheated right now, but if you have a creative outlet, I will utilize that energy for that. Back test over the weekend. See how, I mean, because you said that you was up $400 and then you hit daily loss limit. What happened in that situation, man? I bet he's crying in the car. Wanting more? Yeah. Shit, that always gets us, man. Yeah. Yeah, man. One of the deadly sins, man. Greed. The most powerful of the well, no. I feel like greed, but fear is not one of the deadly sins, but man, greed and fear, when combined together, that is like the most powerful motivator. I mean, shit, I guess we see that. Greed and fear. It's the fuel that starts war. Because what usually happens once the victor defeats the loser, they plunder and they take all of the valuables that the loser has and they claimed it as their own. Fear and greed creates war. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's how that shit usually happens, right? That's how it happens. That's why, I mean, for the longest time, that's why I had Apex accounts. Not necessarily the pass, but to kind of play around in. And I think that's why I can never really take them seriously long term, because that's always been the purpose of Apex for me, to revenge trade in, to try something out, because that trailing drawdown was the bane of my existence. So I didn't want to pass up a cheap account. So I just used it as like practice or revenge or something like that. And even though now I'm a more experienced trader, I can take better trades. I still, every time I get into an Apex account, it's like, okay, yeah, okay, whatever. I'm not gonna take. I take it seriously for like 2 seconds, and then it's like I'm back to gambling in it. Just don't take them seriously. I guess that's that kind of also showcase the when you build a habit. I mean, I can't, or using that word can't. Without effort, Apex is used for gambling, revenge trading, just taking a trade because I just want to click. And in order to change that, is going to require a lot of effort, a lot of rewiring, which honestly I don't care to do. It's not that serious. It's not like Apex is like they have something that no other firm doesn't. So, and I'm not buying 20 accounts. And silver is just going crazy right now. Silver is back up to 95, almost $95. I mean, this is the rollover contract, but we're back up to $95 just about on silver. I wonder if we're going to see some more margin requirements shenanigans on this thing, because I'm assuming they're trying to contain silver as much as possible, but we don't live in an age where institutions control the markets the way that they used to have control over it. We now have a lot of these hedge funds, the workers, they're multimillionaires, billionaires, trillionaires, whatever. And when they put their money into the market, they can influence the market now too. So I don't think retail would ever get to a point to where it can compete with institutions toe to toe. I feel like it's more institutions competing against each other, but they don't have majority of the stake as they used to, at least in my opinion. Because if they did, we wouldn't have situations where institutions are getting ran out, or there's squeezes and they're underwater and they need to get bailed out. And you know what? I guess before we get off, I how do I explain this? So I've now come to the point where I'm cutting off all bullshit. Like I'm really dedicating a lot of my time, a lot of my free time to the charts, to this business, until the goal of just now, because I mean this month and last month we've had several payouts. Our boy Alfred is Alfred, man. Cave Trader's been getting paid out. I guess everybody that hasn't shared it, they've been getting paid out too. But a lot of payouts, man. And we got those payouts because we're making the correct decisions while in the market. And if you really think about it, we're getting those payouts at the same time as we limit and hold ourselves back. Yeah, that's crazy that you just said that, Alfred. It's crazy. I was just saying that. We're getting those payouts holding ourselves back. Just imagine if we really dedicate our time to the charts and understand why the Nasdaq or gold or these instruments make the moves that they make, and really extract $10,000 a day from the market. I think a lot of us just have the limiting idea of money, that we know that $10,000 can be made from the market every day, but it might not be, it may be uncomfortable for our nervous system to handle. And that's the one thing that that I discovered that was just very powerful, is that your nervous system has to be okay with having so much money available to it. If you're not okay with having $10,000 in your bank account, your impulses will cause you to spend that shit. And by the time you look back at your bank account, as a simple example, if $10,000 is a lot of money, you'll find a way to get that shit down to wherever you're comfortable at. And that was very true for me. I've already shared that I've cleared my debt 2 times already. And then because I guess I wasn't comfortable, I didn't understand it at the time, but I had a goal. I just wanted to clean my debt. I didn't owe nobody no money. And then all of a sudden now I had too much money because I was so used to making shit work. And so I put myself back in that situation where, okay, every day is a grind. Every day is a grind. This week I'm gonna get this paid. This week I'm gonna get that paid. We're gonna grind this shit back out. I paid it off and then reaccumulated the shit. But this time, because I now understand that was a pattern that I had, when I clear my debt, my next goal is going to have good debt. Meaning that I'm watching a lot of these videos where a lot of people are buying insurance and using credit and becoming their own bank, to where they're taking out tax-free money out of this bank, using it for what they need to, flipping the money how they need to flip it, pay it back, and all that shit is tax-free. I honestly want to also get into knowing what a tax lawyer knows, or maybe a tax consultant, because I'm not going to law school. I don't need to have the title of a lawyer, but as long as I know what they know, that could be something else that I can, begin to offer. Understand the ins and out of the tax code, understand how I can benefit on, like right now, the current administration, the big, beautiful bill. I need to understand how that works so I can take advantage of all the tax incentives that are in that bill. Eventually I'm gonna get there, but first I need to get to the point to where I'm making $5,000 to $10,000 in payouts every month. I'm not there yet. Almost there though. Almost. But I just have to allow that to happen for myself though. So yeah, we're gonna get there. Yep, that's exactly right. Yeah. Yeah, that's understandable, man. That's understandable. It's understandable. Yeah. I think the last thing that we should talk about is man, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be a challenge to overcome. Especially if you've tied your what you want to achieve to something that you can't control. I know that we all have goals when it comes to getting on these charts. I already have a big goal. Honestly, I want to get to a point to where I can pass this to my kids and be the only financial guru that they ever would need. But I have to get there myself first. And the challenging part about that is that I can only make a decision. That's the only thing I can control in this market. And it's definitely challenging that when you make a decision while the charts are moving and the market doesn't agree with your decision or goes against your decision, it's just easy to fall victim to your emotions, because unless we're thinking about it, we don't ever want to take self-accountability for the things that we do. We just don't. The ego doesn't like that. The ego is very self-protecting. It even if what it believes is wrong, it will defend that belief to its death. It doesn't want to take a self-accountability. It doesn't want to. So it will protect itself. It will protect its thesis, bias. If the ego says we're going short and the market is going long, I mean, what is the ego going to do? It's going to sit there and say, you better scale into that shit. You better make it right. We're going to be right, damn it. We're going to die trying. And that's the ego, man. And always a need to be right. And then when we're wrong, we beat ourselves up. So I know that's not your situation, Investor Z. You said that you left a limit on your chart, and unfortunately, the market went against that limit and it lost the account. I know that's unfortunate, but the most powerful information that I've come across recently is just learning how to be wrong, learning how to separate my emotions from the outcome, and continuously practicing about not revenge trading and trading with smaller size that don't elicit those emotions. I wouldn't say that I've overcome this stuff. It's just that I'm trading at a size to where if I lose, it's like, you know what? It's not that big of a hit to the account. It's just small enough to where I can easily get that money back on the next trade. I mean, this setup didn't work. It's not a big dent in the account. I can come back on the next setup and make that money back plus more. So that just allows me to, I'm not that emotionally invested into the position. And I think that's probably my biggest thing right now. I mean, this thing hit I got my target hit, my scale-in target, but I haven't got my runners hit or my second target and my runner hit yet. I mean, if I was heavy in this position, every time this thing hit my break even, it would have hit me emotionally. But it's only 2 micro contracts. If I lose, I only lose $104. Yeah, I only lose $108 actually. If I lose, but if I win, I can make about $200 or $300, $400. So it's like, if I win, I'll be happy. If I lose, it's like, dude, it's only $104. There's no reason to go tilt on that shit. You got majority of the position filled. So I mean, this would just be a small ding versus if this was like 2 minis. This would be like a $1,000 freaking loss versus a $100 loss. So, well, I don't think you look stupid. Feeling stupid probably, but not looking stupid. I mean, it's human nature to be that way though. I mean, it's not like it's something that you had 100% control of. I mean, the body emotionally hijacks you for a reason. When you become emotional, that's why they say that like what do they call it? Demonic possession. It's just a cute way of saying that you were just emotionally hijacked by an emotion. That's all that is. A possession is saying that you were possessed by a spirit. You were just possessed by an emotion. In this situation, you were possessed by your anger and your ego. And it takes over it. I mean, if you kind of understand how the brain works, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I 100% do, but what I do understand is that when you become emotional, it literally hijacks your brain, you no longer operate from that frontal lobe where you're making logical decisions. You're literally being taken over by that lizard brain, and you're making emotional decisions. And once the nervous system, the brain, or whatever that's controlling it has decided that the threat or the danger is gone, and that's usually when you blow your account. That post blown account clarity is what I call it. It's like the danger is gone, you blew the account, so there's no point of caring about it anymore. And so it gives you back your logical thinking, and you get that post blown account clarity, and it's like, well, shit, I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, you're right. We shouldn't have done that shit, but during that time frame, you was just emotionally hijacked. So I mean, it's not 100% your fault, but at the same time, we kind of have to find ways on how to prevent ourselves from doing that. Protect ourselves from our emotional self. So, yeah, that's exactly right. Exactly right. I mean, it's not your fault. You're not stupid. You were just emotionally hijacked. So, shit, I feel like if you were stupid, you wouldn't even be here. In terms of, because you really have to be. I mean, I know people don't really see it this way, but in order to be a good trader, consistent, you got to recognize patterns. I mean, you're using Fibonacci, which is basically mathematics. The way it moves is a mathematical equation. You're not stupid. You just got emotionally hijacked. Well, that's hurtful, man. I mean, your wallet is tied to your well-being. If there's no money in your wallet. All right. But all right, guys. I'm out of time for this session. I do appreciate everybody that joined me this week. I do feel that we've done a lot better this week. I got 2 payouts this week, and I feel like I still could have done more. So I mean, I'm gonna take. I would give this week about, maybe like a 70. So yeah, about a 70, because I feel like I could have done better. But I do appreciate. I'm gonna show gratitude for what I did accomplish this week. But I definitely could have done better. So we'll definitely come back next week and do a lot better. But we'll definitely come back on Sunday night, and we'll definitely look for more opportunities to earn some more money. And with that said, peace out, everybody.